Hello everybody. I'm so excited that I am able to be with you this week. Last week I was visiting my daughter in Texas, so I wasn't here live, but I am happy to say that I am back and I have a fun project that I want to share with you today. So we'll give just a few minutes. Hopefully a few of you will be coming on, and if you do join, go ahead and let me know where you are watching from. I'd love to see where everybody is from, and make sure you leave comments, ask any questions that you have, and let me know if there's anything I can help you with as I'm going along. I'll definitely try and keep an eye on the comments and that, so that I'm able to answer any questions you have as we go. Today I'm going to be sharing with you a fun project that I know is a really popular card that's been out. It's called a pinwheel card. Some people also call it a tower card. But I'm going to be making it with some celebration product. So let me switch the camera down and I'm going to go ahead and show you the product I'm going to be using today. All right. Hi Rhonda, thanks so much for joining. You've got a fun weekend ahead of you. All right, well, we are going to be using 3 different celebration products. This one here is our Delicate Dahlias stamp set. And it is a free product when you place an order of $100 or more through the end of September. So it is a fun stamp set. It is 2-piece type stamps, or 2-step. It has a solid image and then it has an outline image. And both flowers, you can use them in combination or you can use them by themselves. Another thing you'll notice about the images is it's a distinctive set, and so it's kind of more detailed, almost like a lifelike impression. The other stamp set that we're going to be using is the In Your Words stamp set. I love this stamp set because it has such a variety of different sentiments on here. This is a free stamp set that you can earn as a hostess during celebration. So whether you place an order of your own or you place an order with a group of friends, either way, this can be earned with a certain dollar amount in your host awards. So we're going to be using that. And then next, we're going to be using this fun paper. Now I have cut mine down to 6 by 6 just to show you as a sample. This is our beautifully penned designer series paper. One of the things that I love about this paper, well, one of the things, there's a lot of things, but that it is basically in the black and white or like a dark gray type tone. It's great to color on. You can use your blending brushes and color it. You can stamp on it. You can do all kinds of fun things. But there are 3 different 2-sided designs in this paper. So we have this set here. It flips over, it's a reverse. And then we have this one here, which is the polka dot and the stripe. And then we have this one here. Most of our designer packs, you're going to get 6 different designs and only get 2 of each. What I like about this pack is you're getting 3 designs, but you're getting 4 sheets of each. So you're still getting the 12 sheets, but you're getting more of each one. The colors we're going to use today, since I have them out here, are Polished Pink, Granny Apple Green, and Daffodil Delight. So I think those are some fun colors. They're bright and they're cheery. And I'm going to also be using, I'm going to move that aside for just a second, some of our matte black dots and our black and white gingham ribbon, which will be fun. The cardstock will coordinate with those inks. I'm using our basic white, basic black, and our polished pink here. I'm also going to be using a black stamp pad, which you can use StazOn or you can use Memento, either one of the 2. We are going to be using the classic ink, so there's no reason for it to bleed or anything. And then I pulled one of my black Stampin' Blends to add a little bit of stuff in the background. All right, so as hopefully a few more people are going to join on, but if not, I know this isn't always the best time for everyone, so I'm sure that you can catch it later. And again, just leave a comment there. I will definitely do a drawing after the weekend for anyone that's left a comment. Now, celebration, I'm just going to show you real quickly. This is our celebration brochure. This is a different year for us. This is our 2nd celebration. and it goes for 2 months. So it started the 1st of August and it goes through the 31st of September. Now the 3 products we're going to be using, I'm just going to give you a little closer up look here. This is our designer series paper. And as you can see in some of these images here, they've colored in some of the background, they've cut some out, die cut some out, and really had a lot of fun with it. This product here, the 12 by 12 pack of paper, is free with a $50 purchase. All right, let me skip over here. This is the host set again, the In Your Words. And with a $300 qualifying party or order, either way, whether you host a party, you host a class, or you just place an order with some friends or by yourself, this stamp set is free in addition to any of your other host rewards that you're going to get. So it's always a bonus, and it's with a $300 event. So those are some fun perks with the product, and I love Stampin' Up! Celebration. I love the product that they have, and I just wanted to show using it together. I kind of called it a mix it up celebration project because I'm bringing 3 different products and bringing them together to make one card. Let me give you a sneak peek of what we're going to be making. And we're going to be making this card here. Actually, I'm going to try and bring my camera down. Let me see if I can do that. Get it a little closer. Maybe I need to go this way. Oops, there we go. Okay, so this is the card we're going to be creating, and I made the birthday card. You could easily switch out and do other sentiments on here. Thank you, anniversary, all kinds of different things. And it goes like this. It switches over, and then it's going to switch over again. And then you have this one here. This one I left pretty open down here at the bottom because I thought it would be a great place to sign. And if you wanted to write more, you could go ahead and just leave a little bit more space. This one here just has the images, and I thought it'd be a great place to slip a gift card in there. So it's kind of a fun card. And then whenever the person that receives this card gets it, they can set it on their desk or their table or something like that. So it stands up all by itself. Kind of lay it that way and you can kind of see. So it's fun. Some people call it a pinwheel card. Some people call it a tower card. All right, let's get stamping. I'm going to bring a sheet in here real quick to do a little stamping on. And then I'll bring my paper on here. Okay. So we are going to bring, I'm going to center this so I make sure I'm in the right area for you guys since I brought that closer. We are going to start with a piece of our polished pink. It's 5 3/4 by 4 1/4. And then we're scoring that at 3/4, 1 1/2, 2 1/4, and 3 inches. So 3/4, 1 1/2, 2 1/4, and 3 inches. That is what's going to form our first side to our pinwheel card. Okay, so I'm going to set that aside and show you the other things that we're going to need. This one has a little bit of cutting, but the cutting is pretty much all the same for what you're making. So you need 3 pieces of polished pink or whatever color you choose to have as your base of your card. And these 3 are 2 3/4 inches by 4 1/4. All right. Next, I want to have 4 pieces. This is the black, and it is 2 1/4 by 4 inches. And let me actually bring this down. I'm going to kind of stack these up as we go. So that is going to go on top of that. Okay. And then we have 4 pieces of white, and these are 2 1/4 by 3 3/4. So you can see how I'm layering that. You can easily leave a layer off and just, use the white right on top of the pink, and it's easy just to switch out your measurements for that. Now on the side, there's this little edge right here. We need something for that, and that is going to be this paper. So we have 4 pieces here that are 1 3/4 by 4 inches. And we have 4 pieces of the designer series paper that are 1 1/2 by 3 3/4. So that is how it's going to layer up. All right. Hi, Karen. Thanks so much for joining. All right. We have this multi-purpose glue. Now you could use tear and tape on here, or you could use our Seal Plus, but I've kind of become a big fan of the multi-purpose glue when I'm making this card. Let me show you why. All right, the first thing I'm gonna do, and then I'm gonna set this aside, is I'm gonna go ahead and adhere my Designer Series paper down. So I just opened a brand new one. I should have got it started before. And so I'm going to just layer these 4 on here. One of the things I really like about the multi-purpose glue is that you're able to move your paper around a little bit. So you can kind of squish it a bit. So if you don't get it exactly centered or where you want it on your paper, you just move it a little bit, mush it around, and you'll get it right where you want it. There we go. I like to do each of the different sides, kind of get all of it done, and then put it together at the end. I am going to do one little gluing on the main piece, just so it has plenty of time to dry before we actually put all the sides on it. So let me finish this first. There we go. So I'm going to set those up there now. I'm going to come on my piece here. Oops, I have a little bit of glue on my fingers. So we have 3/4, 1 1/2, 2 1/4, and 3 inches for our score lines. This last piece right here, we want to add some of our multi-purpose glue, or your Seal Plus, or your tear and tape. You just want something that's a little bit stronger. I'm going to fold that up so I have my square. You can see I have that square there. This is a side, and you want to make sure that edge of your paper goes right up to that score line, and then we're just going to press it with our finger. Hold it really well. Make sure it got all the way in here. This one side isn't quite all the way in there. I'm going to pull it up a little bit. There we go. You want to make sure the edge of your paper is squared down. So I'm just going to press it, make sure it folds. There we go. So now I have my base. Oops, blew down there with my fan on. So I have my base right here, okay? All right, let's get the next part started. And that is gluing these down onto here. So as we're starting, these are pretty simple parts, just doing some gluing, setting it aside. But it's nice to have that done and out of the way, because then once you're done with your stamping, you're ready to put your whole card together. Now there are lots of different ways to make this card. I did make mine so that it fit in our medium envelope. So the finished size fits in like 5 1/4 or 5 1/2 by 4 1/4 size card would. All right, so we have those, and then the last one is going to go on here. There's also different ways to make your base. I'll probably show you another card that I created down the road, and I'll do that pinwheel card with you. It's made a little bit different, but it still comes out and works just fine. All right, now we have our pieces here, so let's do a little stamping. The first thing, I need to wipe off, get a wipe, and I've got a little glue on my fingers, and so everything is sticking to them. I'm just gonna wipe that off a little bit there. All right, we've got our papers now. I think the best thing to do is to start off by doing your sentiments. By doing your sentiments first, when you're using a large stamped image, you're going to know that you have plenty of room to do your flowers in that. If I do my flowers first, I might not leave a space to do my sentiments. So I'm gonna go ahead and start with my happy birthday. And each time I do the card, I usually change it up a little bit. So I may not be doing this card exactly how I did my other card, but that's okay. It's kind of fun to do. I think I'm gonna move this one down here. There we go. And then we'll do this one here. I think I'm gonna move move that right into the middle. That's a little bit crooked. Okay, let me try again. Without putting my head in, I'm hoping I can get this one straight. That looks a little bit better. Okay, so now we have our sentiments on there, and now we're going to come in and we're going to add our flower images. This dahlia is a two-step stamp, so we have our outline image and then we have our inside one. I'm going to be doing all of my outline in black, and then I'll come back and I will fill it in. So I'm going to scoot these kind of aside, and I'll pull one at a time. Just want to make sure that I don't ink it up. I don't want to ink it up and go over on the one that was next to it. All right, so there we have one. Let's ink it up again. I'll do all the flowers, then I'll come back and I'll do the leaves. All right. I need to press just a little bit harder on there, a little spot, but I think once we add in the, solid color, I think we're going to be just fine. I think it'll be all right that it didn't, I missed a little petal there. All right, and then our last one. Now, if I was doing these all in the same place, I would just grab my Stamparatus and I could easily do my stamping with that. But because I'm kind of doing each one different, I didn't want to do it that way. All right, let's add some leaves in here. This stamp set, I'm using it as a two-step stamp. And by doing so, I am able to fill it with whatever colors that I want. But this is a really great one too if you wanted to try out and do a little watercoloring, you wanted to do some let's see, maybe some colored pencils, some Stampin' Blends. It's one of the neat things I think about it is that there's so many different ways that you can actually use the stamp. All right, I think that's good. You can tell I'm just kind of winging it, going and doing my different ones. I think I'm going to add this flower up there. And then on this one, I'm going to add it right there. I really want a lot of the color. I like all the different stamped images in here, and so I'm trying to kind of add a little bit more into these. All right, there we go. So now we have all of our black or our outline done, and now we're going to add some color. I think I'm going to go ahead and start with our Daffodil Delight, and that's going to be for my small flower. I'm going to stamp it off, and then I'm going to turn it just a little bit until I find which way it lines up. Once you do this a few times, you're going to figure out which way you turn it, whoops, and how it matches up. And then as you go through, you can just keep doing it that way the whole time. This one, I think it's going to go, does it go up here? Nope. All right, I think that's the way. So there we go. There we go. That's two down. Stamp that one off. Now we need to come in and do that one. We have one more over here. Stamp it off. There we go. So we have our 3 Daffodil Delight flowers there, or 4 of them. One on each one. And let's bring some of the polished pink in. This one, again, I'm going to lay it flat, and then I'm going to take my ink pad and go on top. And I'm going to turn it over. This one has, if you look right here, it has like, I'm trying to find the right spot where it is. Let me line it up and then I'll show you. So let me come on here. And I'm going to rotate, oh, there it is. Okay. Let me find one that has that corner on it. turn this. I should have lined it up better when I stamped it on there. I didn't, but that's okay. Sometimes it takes a couple little turns and then hopefully I get it. I think that's it. There we go. And now let's ink up another one. Okay. Let's line that up there. Give it a good hard press. There we go. Let's do it again. And we've got those little hangout ones right up there in the corner. There it is. I think putting a little like dot on it in that corner probably would have been a good idea, but you know what? When I'm stamping, I just kind of like to go with it, and we all find different tricks and different things that help make it easier for us. And once we do, just go with it. Have some fun. Okay. And now we have one more to go. My paper just keeps moving as I go. What has been, for any of you watching, what has been one of your favorite celebration products or stamp sets that you really like? Is there something that you found that you just can't live without, or you wish you had more of it? I know a lot of people really have enjoyed the paper. There's so much paper that, so many different sets that you can get. It's really fun. And I have to tell you, I know why my stamping is not going as well, because I don't have my pad underneath and I'm using the photopolymer stamps. So I usually keep a foam pad underneath, which I should be using this, and I didn't. So some of my images are not stamped the best, but next time I will definitely use that. I might even be able to line this up and redo it. Let me see if I can. I'm going to stamp it off just a little bit there. Put my foam pad underneath. Lesson learned. When you use photopolymer, make sure you remember to put your pad underneath. If you do that, then you should be good to go. If you forget, it's going to be like mine, not stamped as pretty as I would like. All right, that's a little bit better. I think I'm going to come back and redo this one here too. One of the things about doing things live is that you get to see how we all stamp. We all stamp the same way. We all do oopses, we do stick our fingers in ink and do all kinds of fun things. But in the end, we always end up with cards that we have that we can share with our friends and family, customers, anyone we want to. See, look at, I fixed that all up just by redoing it and putting that pad underneath. I'm glad I figured it out before I totally finished the card. I was getting a little frustrated, but you know what? Just play with it and it all comes out just fine. All right, let's add a little of that Granny Apple Green. And now I'm just going to line that up. And I'm going to go through each of these. The colors in this card are just kind of reminds me of my grandmother. She always had like bold, bright florals, and I always loved it. So this kind of reminded me of the colors. Okay, so we have all of our images stamped now. I'm going to go ahead and pull that out from underneath. Let me put this ink away for just a moment. And then I am going to bring my black marker in. Let's see, I gotta scoot that up a little bit. I think I'm actually going to pull that down and move my stuff up here so it's not quite, you're not going to see all that stamping off that I did. I think that'll make it a little bit better there. All right. Perfect. Now I'm going to take my Stampin' Blend. You can use any of the colors to do this, and it's just a little something to add to fill in on your cards. So I'm going to use the brush tip. I'm going to open it up, and I'm going to take that tip and my lid right here, and I'm just going to flick. I'm going to give it a little flick, and all it's doing is adding some little speckles in the background. Let me move this one up closer and you can see. Whoops. So do you see, let's see if I can get that color right. There you go. See those little speckles? It's just kind of a fun background, a little bit something to add to your card. All right, let's set those aside, set my paper aside. Now let's put this together. All right, so we have these three, and then we have our main front one. So I'm going to take the one that says happy birthday right here. I'm going to put that one on the front here. Now I didn't cut ribbon off or do anything like that. I just thought it'd be fun to decide after I stamp them where I wanted ribbon to go. So I am going to bring, let me scoot that over here. I'm going to bring the black and white up here. I'm just going to tie a bow. I think that'll be pretty on the front of my card. Let me cut some of that off so that I have a little bit more room, a little bit easier to play with and adjust that bow. I think I'm going to bring my bow down a little bit. There we go. All right. It's a little bit loose, and I just want to make it a little bit firmer. So I'm going to take one of my glue dots and my take your pick tool. So I just picked it right off of here. I'm going to put it where I want my bow to go. I'm going to untie it real quick. And then I'm going to press it down right there. So now my bow is staying in place. And now when I tie it, it's not going to be wiggling so much. I really like having that glue dot down there. It definitely helps in your placement. And when my thumbs aren't being all thumbs, it works even better. Let's try again. I'm going to go right here, flip that over and tuck it in. There we go. And now we have our cute little bow. Adjust that just a little bit. There we go. Want to make sure we're going to see that word really good. So I kind of loosened it a little bit. I'm sliding it down. There we go. Okay. Always takes a little bit of playing, but once you do that, it's going to be just fine. Now I'm going to adhere this down, so I'm bringing back in that multi-purpose glue. You could add some dimensionals on here if you wanted to. It'll make your card, be a little bit thicker, which is okay. But I also think it works out fine just doing it flat too. You don't need to worry about that. All right, so we have the front of our card. I'm going to turn it to its side, and I'm going to go down this column, and I'm going to grab another one of our sides, put that on there like that, kind of hold that down a little bit, and now I'm going to take this one here. I stamped on the other side because it was crooked, but no one's going to notice. And we can glue that right down here. And then I'm going to turn it to this side. And I'm going to add this one here. This time I'm going to add it on first and then adhere it on. Really, it doesn't matter. You can do it either way. And each time I do this, I'm adhering it down, and I'm making sure the edge of my cardstock, this piece right here, goes all the way up to the wall. So it's all the way in there like that. Now I'm going to flip it over, and it's a little bit to the side, kind of cockeyed, but that's okay. I'm going to add my adhesive, my glue right there. Put this one on. And this time I'm going to kind of bring my fingers inside and press it. Just pressing it down like that because it's not, the other ones I could lay it flat on one of the edges. This one I can't. All right, now let's take this piece. And I forgot something on there, so I want to put I'm going to take a guess on this because I really want to be able to put my gift card in here. So I'm going to take a piece of ribbon. I probably did too much, but that's okay. I'd rather have extra than not enough. I just slipped my piece of ribbon here on the back, and now I'm going to put it on my card. There we go. I should have attached this one to the black a background first and then tied the bow, but that's okay. As I said, I'm a go with the flow stamper, and a lot of times as I'm making a project, I change it up in the middle of it because I find something works better or I like something better. And then sometimes I put it together and I realize that that was probably not the smartest move. But that's okay because in the end, I still have a card that someone's gonna love to get. Okay, so there we go. We have that side done, that side, that side, that side. Okay, perfect. Now we're gonna come in here, I'm gonna start attaching these here. Since this one doesn't have ribbon, I think I'm gonna add a little ribbon on here. And I'm just going to take it and do a knot. I'm not gonna do a bow. Let me trim that off right there. I was just thinking I had an idea, and I might add it to this one because I think the black and white polka dot is really cute, but wouldn't it be cute if I stamped one of the flowers and cut it out and then popped it up? It'd kind of just bring the story from this page onto this side here. I think that'd be really cute. All right, we have another one here, and again, this side doesn't have ribbon, so I'm gonna go ahead and add some ribbon up here. Again, I'm just going to tie a knot, but it's just adding a little more to the card, as long as I don't cut my finger off. Sometimes I get to be all thumbs. I love this black and white ribbon, the gingham. I really hope that it goes into our main catalog next year. What's fun about it is that our ribbon can be colored, and so I have had so much fun coloring this ribbon in different colors, whether it's been like orange with or Highland Heather to add with some of our Halloween stuff. I've used Pool Party in it. I've used several different colors, so it is really kind of fun to be able to do that. All right, now this one has ribbon, so I'm going to go ahead and just adhere this down by itself. I'm not going to add another piece of ribbon in there. It's just going to be my side. And I'm going to flip it over and do one more side. Sneak that behind there. Okay, so now here is our card if it lays flat, and then we'll switch it and it'll go here, and then we can switch it and it'll go here, and then it comes back to here. So here you can add a gift card if you want. Here's just a nice sentiment. You can add your signature right there, and then here's the fret. All right, that's a fun card. Okay, let's do a little more stamping. I'm just going to fold this over here. I think that'll work pretty good. Hopefully stay there good for me. And I'm going to bring in my envelope. Who doesn't want to send a card? Who wants to send a card that just has a little bit more than just the basics? So I love getting cards in the mail when they're stamped on. It just makes it that much more exciting to open. And I think everyone loves that. So I'm gonna go ahead and just put a big dahlia right here in the corner. There we go. Let's add some of our polished pink ink on top of that. See if I can match that one up. Let's turn it a little bit. I kind of had it set up the last time. Now I feel like I'm a little bit off. All right. You guys think I'm great? I'm making it probably more difficult than it actually is, because in my head I have it set where I put it. And now when I'm doing it, it seems like I can't get back to that spot, but all right, we're gonna go for it. There we go. All right, that looks good. It needs some leaves, so let's add some leaves on there. Like that. We need to fill that with some of our Granny Apple Green. It went over this way. So I'm going to add that right there. Let's add some up here. I think that looks great. Now I got a little green down there. Of course, my finger can't seem to keep it off from getting dirty. And so I'm just doing the opposite this time. I just put it right on top, and it works that way too. Either way is going to be just fine. I think maybe I will add one of my daffodil flowers on there too, just so I have both colors in there. Let me stamp that off. There we go. Maybe I'll add another one right up in there. Might as well have a really pretty colorful envelope, even more than I thought. There we go. Yeah, hey, you know what? I think I might have learned the trick. Let's stamp the background first, and then you could put the detail on top. That goes a little bit easier on this one. Learn something every day. You know, even as demonstrators, I find that every time I watch another demonstrator's video or hear them talk at an event, anything like that, I'm always learning. And so I learn from my customers every month. You know, I'll do a card, and then they're like, oh, what if I flip the paper over? Or what if I do this? And I always love seeing what you guys come up with. I think it's great that I can give you some inspiration, and then you can come back and you can just add more to it. So I'm going to grab a piece of paper here. Let's see. I think I'm going to go ahead and just add the polka dot, because that's what I'm pretty much doing. And I'm going to add some to my envelope with some adhesive here. And lay this on top. There we go. I'm going to flip this over, and then I'm going to just trim this right here. I feel like I'm kind of reaching over, but because I made the camera closer to the table, where I'm actually working is a little bit further off from what I'm used to. But there we go. We have this fun little card here and this cute little envelope all ready to go. Well, I hope you guys like today's card. I think it's a fun card to create. Again, you can switch it out and do it with all kinds of stamp sets, different designer series paper, or even just use our regular cardstock and just do it colored that way. I'm going to show you one more card that I created with this same layout. And a friend of mine did this one at a demonstrator event I went to. And this is where I got the idea from. So this isn't my design, but it's my friend's design, Evie's. And it is with our cute little puffins here. This designer series paper is the host paper that's in our annual catalog. So I did this one really simple, basically just to get the layout and practice with it. So again, it has the 4 different sides and that. So just showing you some different fun colors with it. I haven't really added any extra detail on there, but I still need to do that. One thing I didn't do on this card, oops, I did on this card because this was my original one, but something I didn't do on this card was add some of our black matte dots. So let me go ahead and add a few black matte dots, because when you have them, why not use them, right? That's my theory. A lot of times we have all these neat, organized, cute little things and ways to keep all of our fun accessories and stuff, but then we don't use them. So I'm not sure if I like that one there. Let me take that one off. I think those two down there are great. Let me add this one back in here. I tell you, my fingers have a lot of glue on them. I need to be a little more careful when I am using my multi-purpose glue. Sometimes I just kind of let it go. All right, let's do this one. How about, I'll add one up here. And then I think I'm gonna add 2 here. I have a lot of these, and I haven't been using them, so I think they're so perfect with this. All right, we're gonna go ahead and put one there, and then we'll come down here and add 2 more. Yeah, we have a lot of dots on here, but why not? It's fun. Okay, let's get back to our happy birthday side there, and we can leave that down like that. All right, now I'm going to bring in my host code. Let me see if I can do both in the screen at the same time, so I can leave that on there. There we go. I think that'll work okay. All right. So I have a host code that I'm using, or I've been using for my Friday Facebook Lives. And this is my host code. This host code is good until the 15th. And if you place an order of $25 or more with that host code by the 15th, I'm going to send you everything you need to make this card pre-cut, ready to go. If you don't have the stamp set, that's okay. You can place an order and hopefully get that stamp set, or you can switch it out with something you have. You'll get the envelope, you'll get the designer series paper, you will be set to go. So just place a $25 order by the 15th on this host code, and I will get that in the mail to you. All right, let me think. I have one more thing I want to share with you. I am going to scoot this up for right now, and I'm going to share with you a couple cards I created. These 2 cards here are created using the Christmas Seasons stamp set and dies. They're right here. It's a fun stamp set, and it has a coordinating stamp set that goes with it, Christmas to Remember. And I am using this stamp set for my September card kit. Now my card kit includes 3 different cards, and you get 2 of each, and you get $20 worth of product, and it's $25. This month's product is going to be included is a spool of this evergreen ribbon, our painted Christmas designer series paper, and some of our holiday rhinestones. So you're going to get that. You're going to get 3 designs, 2 of each of those cards pre-cut for you, ready to go, a PDF, and a YouTube video. So all that's included for $25. Now you can add on the Christmas season bundle, and you can also add on the Christmas to Remember stamp set. But if you don't have those and you want to choose something that you have at home, I'm sure you'll be able to find something that you can use. But I love how these 2 coordinate, and I think it's a good base winter Christmas bundle that you'll be able to use, whether you want to use them as Christmas cards or switch them up and use them as something else. You have until September 15th to sign up for this class, and I'll put a link on my page. I think I have one, but I'll add one at the bottom so that if you're interested in signing up for this class, you go ahead and sign up for it. You sign up by the 15th, it's $25. You can add on any extra stuff you need to go along with that. And then on the 25th, I will either ship or have your kits ready to be picked up. All right, so that's my upcoming class. Let me bring this back down. I'll have that stay on the screen for just a minute if you need to copy that down, the number. And I want to thank you guys. Thank you so much for joining me. I know Friday night's a busy night. I'm thinking about changing the night, so I've got to play with that a little bit. But I hope that you enjoyed the project. And if you make one of these cards, I would love to post it. I would love for you to post it on this link so that I can see the design that you came up with. Thank you all very much, and I hope you have a wonderful weekend and keep stamping. Bye-bye.